if only you had the option. Good evening, everybody. We're getting people coming in now. We've got Brian, Jack, Zamir. Hi, Zamir.
Zamir, yep.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Emma from Kenya.
Right.
I think we have Maggie from Kenya here. Winston, hello. Zamir.
Hi, Joanna.
Hi.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Brian from Australia.
Come in.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm going to try and cast it.
Okay. Just going to mute everybody
We
now.
are,
Hey,
yeah,
Chris,
mute everybody for the moment.
Do we all need to join with video?
If you like.
Probably not. I'm sorry.
Chris as well. As long as you're laughing and happy, that's good with us.
Yes, I'm laughing and happy.
Excellent, excellent.
Excellent.
So
Okay,
we'll just
good.
give a couple of minutes for some more people to join.
Yeah, we'll give it another minute or so, and then we'll kick off.
Thanks, Samir. Yes, thank you for your message in the chat. Brilliant. While we're waiting for other people to join, what would be really useful actually is if everybody could just put in the chat box whether you're a guest or an existing member. That would be really handy. So, and if you are a guest, if you could share who's invited you this evening, that'd be brilliant.
Okay, bro. So we seem to have a good number. Shall we get started, and we'll continue letting people in as they arrive. So welcome everyone. I think it's great of you all to have taken the time this evening to learn about this amazing opportunity. It's truly changing many people's lives across the world. Shortly, I'll introduce our presenter, Joanna Martorana, whom you've all probably seen before or heard of. We'll also be following that with some stories of the journeys of some of our CFX members who are on the call today, what they've experienced so far with the project. As a whole, today's call and the information you receive may or may not be something for you, but either way, that's okay. What I ask is just that every single guest here this evening, just take the time to speak to the person who's invited you, just to follow up with that person, to let them know your thoughts about what you've heard. So may I now introduce to you all our presenter this evening, Joanna Martorana, who's achieved the rank of manager and is one of our leaders in this business. So just to give you a little bit of a background, always important to do so, I think. Joanna's got a number of accolades under her belt, including her law degree at UCL. A hugely successful career in the banking sector, spanning around 12 years, working in front office trading and then in credit risk during the credit risk crisis of 2008, as we all remember. I mean, at the time, her role was a very, very busy role, managing a global team who were likened to be the police officers of the banks. So really their job was to prevent the fraudulent trading activities, protecting the funds of the stakeholders and obviously the customers. So we can vouch very much for extensive knowledge and experience in trading and the financial markets. After the 12 years in banking, Joanna wanted to change, left the city along with her banking career behind her. And 6 years ago, she started her own company as a business and leadership coach. And she's helped many SMEs, large organizations, entrepreneurs, business owners grow their businesses and their own personal wealth. So she's one of the best positioned leaders in this business to share with you this exciting opportunity. So without further ado, I'll now hand over to Joanna.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Christian. So let's get straight into what tonight and what this evening is all about. Really looking forward to sharing this very exciting opportunity with you this evening. So let me start off. I'm just going to share my screen now and start sharing a presentation with you. So if you just bear with me, let me just put this on presentation view. Here we go. So first of all, let's talk about who is the company. Some of you who have been invited here by the existing members of the CFX family are wondering, who is this? What is this business? So here we are. And let me reveal to you the name of the business. We are CashFX, and this is one small part of the big CFX family globally operating around the world. So let me go into, first of all, what CFX is all about, what it stands for. So FX stands for foreign exchange. This is the cash foreign exchange business, and this is all about how to make financial freedom, financial wealth, educate yourself financially, and how to become successful in life by taking control of your own life and your own finances. And what I want to tell you about CFX is that predominantly the first core aspect of CashFX is that they are actually an academy. They're a training academy. So at the forefront and the core of this business, it really is all about education. And when we learn new things and we educate people around the things that really matter to them in life, this is when you get success. And obviously with my background, as Christian has mentioned to you, as a business coach, as a business leader myself, this is what I do for a living. I educate, coach, and teach people about how to take control of their own lives and how to really build wealth. So CashFX is in the e-learning market, and as a training academy, they train people around the world how to actually trade. So some of you here may have dabbled yourself in trading on either in cryptocurrency or foreign exchange or stocks and shares. But let's face facts, none of us here are professional traders, okay? And we're all amateurs. And I myself, as Christian mentioned, I worked in banking for 12 years. And I actually monitored the trading activities of traders around the world. So the beauty of this project is that you will receive an education, if you so choose to, where you can learn to trade for yourself. And why is it that foreign exchange is the business that CashFX operates in, or that area of financial markets? Well, let me explain. As you will see from this slide here, you can see that the foreign exchange market is the biggest pocket of the financial market, trading in excess of $5.3 trillion a year. It is the biggest market in financial markets. And as we all know, foreign exchange and money is never going to disappear. So unlike something like stocks and shares or equities, that is always dependent on the performance of a business. Well, the foreign exchange market is always based on money, and money is always flowing. Even during downturn economies, even during times of difficulty, money is always passing hands. So that's why it's the biggest market. And in CashFX, we're just looking to get a tiny little market share of that 5.3 trillion a year. Okay, so we're looking at e-learning as one part and aspect of the business and the financial education, but also we're looking at the trading itself. And what's really exciting about this opportunity is that many of us here don't want to spend our life actually learning to trade and don't necessarily want to be doing it for ourselves. So what is the second aspect of CashFX? Well, the fact that CashFX themselves have expert traders and expert algorithms is really what we have been mainly focused on as a business, and many of the members here have been receiving exceptional gains and exceptional results through this program and through this project. So going back to why the Forex market, I just want to hone in on one of these elements here. There are 6 core reasons why the Forex market, but I want to just hone in straight into the one thing that really matters to everybody here on this call this evening. And this is the fact that the foreign exchange market is historically proven to be recession proof. I can vouch for that because I worked in banking during the credit crisis of 2008 and then again in 2010. And foreign exchange really was the one area of financial markets that didn't suffer, not to the degree that everything else in the world was suffering. So the same again, if we look at COVID and we look at what's happened across the world, across the globe in the last year, where businesses have fallen apart, people have been put on furlough, people have lost their jobs. What's happened in the last year for those members who were fortunate enough to be introduced to this opportunity, these were the results that the members earned last year during COVID, during the pandemic. And this is absolutely phenomenal, and it really is real, everybody. I know some of you right now may be looking at these numbers and thinking, this is too good to be true. This can't be possible. Well, let me tell you, this is possible. And I'll tell you why. Because with my banking background, I can tell you now that the banks and the big institutions that where we deposit our funds, where your salary is posted, where you put your savings, what do they do with our money? Well, I'll tell you what happens with our money in the banks. They pool all the money of their customers together. They take a portion of that and they trade it. They trade it on foreign exchange. They trade it on stocks and shares, equities, and so on, commodities, and so on. What happens to the results and the gains that the banks and financial institutions make? Let me tell you, well, you certainly don't get any interest for that, and you certainly don't get a thank you. No. Those profits go to the big fat cats at the top. They go to the traders. They go to the big bonus pools. And when we look back to 2008 and 2010, when the credit crisis, what happened? Right, well, this is what happened. Joe Bloggs, small business, entrepreneur, employees, people like you and I on the ground, we were the ones that lost out during the credit crisis. What did the governments do? They bailed out the big banks that put us in the mess in the first place. So the reason I am so passionate about this business, and with my banking hat on and my background, this makes complete sense, is because what we are achieving right now is real. It is doable. There is nothing too good to be true about it. The only difference is that many people here on this call this evening are not used to seeing these kind of numbers, because these are the numbers that only the big financial banks and institutions hold for themselves. And so for me, the passion is that this business is all about bringing financial freedom to everyday people. And this business has a huge vision and a huge purpose, which is a huge humanitarian cause. Because this business over the last year, I kid you not, has been saving lives, literally saving lives around the world. And again, this is why I'm so passionate about it. With all of my expertise, my background, everything I've learned over the years, I've been able to come to this opportunity and to be able to share it with everyday people. And my purpose in life and my vision is to help as many people as possible take back control of their lives and take back financial freedom. And that's what every single member on this call tonight is here for. We are here to help people. This is our purpose and our vision. I'll move on to a little bit more about that in a moment. But just looking at these results very quickly, let me ask you rhetorically, how much did you get on your ISA last year, everybody? Well, I can tell you, you were lucky to get 1%. If not less than 1%. And actually, we pay the banks to bank with them. I pay £6.50 a month with every bank account I have to bank with them. So this is the thanks we get for them borrowing our money to trade. And look at what CashFX do for us instead. CashFX pool our funds together. Anybody who wants to be a part of this project, if you want them to trade for you professionally, they'll pull our funds together. They trade just like the big banks, just like all the financial institutions, and one big difference. They will guarantee to trade until your value and your capital doubles. I'm going to come on to that in a moment. And what do we get? At the moment, we've been receiving consistently around 5 to 6% a week since November, since I joined the business. And this is what we've been receiving consistently every single week. We get our funds paid out to our account every Saturday, every single week. And we have control over our funds. We have the control to withdraw those funds at any time we choose. So looking at these results, you'll see that January, February, March were the best months. July was a very good month as well. Before pandemic and before the COVID hit, we were receiving around 8 to 10% a week. Obviously, COVID hit. We then simultaneously moved into a downturn economy. But look, we're still getting 23, 25% a month, which is absolutely incredible. So that's around 5 to 6% a week. You'll also notice that December was particularly low, perfectly normal. Basically, in December, the financial markets across the globe shut down for 2 weeks. So we're always going to get a smaller return in December. But nevertheless, we still received 16%. So absolutely phenomenal results, around 330% for the year. And what I can tell you is so far this year, from January to June, now we're at 1st of July, the first half of this year has been phenomenal. Again, very similar results and doing very, very well. So let me move on to now and talk to you a little bit more about the business itself, how it came about, the history, and let's start with the core values. So core values, we are all about transparency, honesty, and most of all, respect to our members. Every single member in this business is a valued customer of CashFX. And this is really, really key, really important. And I can tell you from my experience, since I've been in this business, our founder, Huascar Lopez, I'll move on to him in a moment and explain a little bit about him, but our founder, Huascar Lopez, he is present to us as members. Let me explain to you, this project was launched 2 years ago. There was a lot of work that went into this running up to 2019, but in 2019, July of 2019, this business was launched. And in 2 years, we are at over 300,000 members globally. Okay, the goal is to reach 1 million members potentially by the end of the year. I have no doubts we'll achieve that. This business is growing like wildfire, because when you see what we have to offer you, you will see this as a no-brainer. So transparency, honesty, respect, really key. Our founder is present. We have month-end corporate calls. We had one last night. He was on the call. He was giving us updates about the business, the future, phase 2 that's coming, which is really exciting. So really, really fantastic leaders in this business. And what is the purpose? The purpose of this business is to provide a global membership with a premium academy and proprietary automated trading technology. This is something else I'll explain to you, but basically they have invested millions of dollars into the platform, into the trading platform, the technology. We have expert traders working on this. The other founder, Edwin Abad, a prolific trader in his field. So really, really strong leadership and great entrepreneurs right at the top of this business. So let's move on to our founders, Huascar and Edwin. I feel like I know Huascar. I've never met him in person, of course, because of lockdown, and he is all the way in Panama. But like I say, we get to see him once a month. There are some members here who are ranked higher than myself. I'm a manager in the business. There are directors and above who get direct access with our founder, Huascar, and CEO Huascar. So Huascar's vision really started with the premise that, first of all, let me explain his background. A prolific entrepreneur. He's built many businesses. He's sold businesses, very big in the network marketing space as well. So really understands that business model, but also highly experienced in the cryptocurrency industry and financial markets and foreign exchange, of course. This man and Edwin are both multi-millionaires in their own right. They were multi-millionaires before they started this business. So you may be thinking, well, if they've already multimillionaires, why are they doing this? Why would they do this? Well, very simple. This is down to their vision and their purpose. And Huascar's vision is, his belief is that it's everybody's right on this planet to have the knowledge and financial freedom, higher financial education. And so his vision is to share this globally to help as many families as possible globally. And let me explain that to you in terms of demographics. We have some amazing ladies here tonight from Kenya. Very excited to have them this evening, Maggie and Emma, and my good friend Fidelis. We are in Australia. We are in all over Africa, in South Africa. We've got members in Congo, Nigeria, all over Africa, South America. So Mexico, we have a Mexican team, Brazilians, you name it. We are all over the world, in Europe as well. Like I mentioned earlier, a huge team in Australia as well. So all over the world, okay, this is global. So this dream is not a dream, it is a reality. It is being realized. And as I mentioned before, we have many people whose lives have been changed by this business in the last year. And we're going to share some testimonials later on. Edwin, very prolific trader. He has designed and built the EA system, which are the algorithms that do a lot of the trading. So he's the technological quantitative trading analyst behind the scenes, and absolutely phenomenal, the results that we're getting. And that's all thanks to Edwin and his expert traders and his expert trading team. So let's move on. Where are we? We're in Panama. So this is where the business operates from. Now, Panama, just explain to all of you, is the financial hub of the Americas. So you can think of Panama as like the Dubai of the Americas, or London City of the Americas. And the CashFX business is right in the hubbub of the financial markets in Panama City. So much so that Edwin and Huascar actually bought the 9th floor of the RBS Tower in Panama. This is how serious this business is. They are building a legacy business that is going to last us a whole generation and a lifetime. And this is really key as well. This is not a get quick rich scheme. This is not about get quick rich and get out. This is a serious legacy building business, and we intend to be here for a good long time, well into the future. So this is really important. We have our head office there. They're actually opening the office very soon, in the next month. That was all put on hold because of lockdown and COVID. They've just run a fantastic competition with all the members, and we have some winners who are being flown out there, all expenses paid, to go and join the ribbon cutting ceremony on the opening of our offices in Panama. And this office is somewhere for all members and customers. If you're ever in Panama, if you want an excuse to go to Panama, get on a plane, you can go over to Panama and go meet the founders and the team in Panama, and go there to the offices. So this is for us, we, you know, as a business, as a team, we're all a part of everything that they are building, and we have access to all of that. So finally, just to quickly, very briefly explain to you about the actual trading platform itself and how that works. So in our platform, so everybody, whenever anybody joins this business as a member, you have your own CashFX account, which has its own platform. And in the platform itself, there is something called Web TV, and Web TV actually shows you the currency pairs that they are trading on behalf of all the members. So this is a fantastic tool that's been integrated into the platform. But the key thing here is our team of professionals who have extensive experience in trading, as manual trading, but also the design of the algorithms as well. So there you go, there's a little bit around the trading. I don't really want to delve into that too deeply, because to be honest with you, for us, this is about having the experts do it for us. So now I'm going to move on to how can you actually benefit and become a member, and what could that mean for you, and what could that look like for you. So let's first of all talk about the academy. So as I mentioned, the CFX is an academy, and the CFX Academy is focused on training people on how to trade. So there are 3 series in the e-learning modules and the e-learning platform. We have the Elemental series, we have the Graduate Advanced Professional series, and we have the Graduate Supreme series, which is coming soon. And actually currently right now, they are revamping the whole e-learning e-learning training as we speak. I've seen some pilots, it looks incredible. So a great learning tool for anybody here who's interested to actually learn about foreign exchange trading. So then let's move on to how many of you here are most likely to get involved, and how the rest of the members here are already involved in this business. So as we've said earlier, we don't want to trade. I don't want to trade for myself. I don't have time. Just to give you a quick little background where I am in my life, we have 4 children. They're in 3 different schools at the moment. We run 3 other businesses. We have a very, very busy life. I don't have time to sit at my laptop and work out what trades I want to trade on. That's not my intention. And also, let's be straight and honest here. Many of you may have friends or know of people, or you may have yourself dabbled a little bit at trading, lost money, won money. Amateur trading is emotional trading, okay? And this is something where I always say, especially with my business coaching hat on, is learn before you earn, okay? So a lot of people dabble in things, they don't know what they're doing, and you could lose a lot of money. So for me, I just like to hand over to the experts, and this is how you do it. So we have what's called trading packs, and people can purchase a trading pack starting at any level you choose. So the lowest entry level is $300, which is the equivalent of around £220 at the moment. And the Elemental series, you get access to the Elemental series of the e-learning training modules from $300 to $3,000. You would then get access to the Advanced series when you have a trading pack at $5,000 up to $20,000. And the final Supreme series is from $30,000 to $100,000. Now, people can choose what is their comfort level in terms of what's the best level to start. A lot of people ask me, well, where do I start? You know, how much should I start with? That I can't advise because I'm not a financial advisor, but what I can do is guide you, and we can guide and direct you in terms of what is it that you're trying to achieve? what is your purpose, what is your why, and we can help guide you into making the right informed decision for you. We have members, I have members who've joined at $300, others who've joined at $10,000, and I also have members who've actually joined with $100,000 of their own funds. So how does it work? So tonight, obviously, we don't have time to go through the full presentation. So I'm just going to focus on what it means to be a customer. And being a customer is all about what's here, which is called the Bear Capital. So I'm going to take you through this evening just the Bear. But if you're interested in learning more about the other aspects of this business, please do go back then to the person who invited you this evening, and they can share with you the rest of the presentation. But let's stay focused on the Bear this evening. So let me take you through a scenario. This is what happens. So I'm going to start with a $1,000 pack, which just keep the numbers round and easy. Okay, so $1,000 pack. So let's say, for example, so let's say my good friend here this evening, Zamir. Zamir becomes a member. Let's say he's a member. He's a customer of this business, and he's got a pack, his own trading pack. And he says to me, Joanna, I've got a really good friend who would like to also become a part of this opportunity and part of this business and would like a trading pack. So this is what happens for Zamir. So his friend comes on and says, Zamir, I'd like to purchase $1,000 pack. Well, what happens? First of all, that $1,000 pack is split 70-30%. 70% of that pack, $700, will be traded Monday to Friday every single week. And CashFX, their contract states they guarantee they will trade that nominal value, or they'll trade that $700 until that pack doubles in nominal value. Okay, so until it reaches $2,000 or it caps out, say, 200%. So you can earn a maximum of 200% on that 1K pack. So that's what happens. So that individual has the potential to earn $2,000 and double their investment, or not investment, but double their capital, should I say. So they can double their capital to 2,000 just from being a customer and doing nothing more. So that's literally, I purchase $1,000, I go away, let it grow, and all I'm going to do is let that grow, okay? Now, what happens to the other 30%? So this is what's called the bull capital. We're not going to go into detail this evening on bull, but just to explain, 30%, so $300 of that trading pack goes into the academy product, which is the training program, the e-learning training, training school and training academy. But what happens to the actual $300? Well, 50% of that $300, $150, will go straight to Zamir as a thank you, to say thank you for bringing along another fantastic customer and member to the business. So Zamir gets a nice commission as a thank you, to say thank you for bringing along that person. And then another 50%, the other $150, goes into another bonus pool, which is shared amongst the members and the team as well. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that there and hold that thought. That's something for you to go back to your to whoever invited you this evening. But that's what happens to the funds. Now, the key thing here is that, say Zamir has invited a friend, that means that as somebody who shares this opportunity, as others here this evening have, you now have a pack that can not only double at 200%, but can quadruple. So the most you can make out of one pack is 400%, which is incredible, which is phenomenal. Okay, so I'm just going to keep it there very high level at this stage. Now, one other thing I want to mention to you is that the way many of us in this business work and capitalize this business is everybody here wants to get to the top pack, to the $100,000 pack. So wherever it is that you start in this business, you have the opportunity, everybody has the opportunity to grow to the $100,000 pack. And the way that we do this, and the way the majority of us do this, is we reinvest whatever the earnings and the trading gains or bonuses that we've earned. And what we do is we reinvest that before they double. So for example, if I'm here, let's say I've started at $1,000. Once I've earned enough, another extra $1,000, I can reinvest that and jump up to the $2,000 pack, and again to the 3, and so on. And what happens is, obviously, the larger your pack, the larger the return you're getting on your capital. So for example, 5% of $700 is less than 5% of, say, 70% of 2000. Okay, so obviously as you grow up through the packs, your percentages and your percentage remains the same, but your gains increase. So just to give you an idea, when people ask me, well, where do I start? I will ask them, well, how fast or slow do you want to go? Or how much do you have that you would like to purchase and put into this project? So for example, somebody who would start at the lowest entry level on $300, if you look at this, and just 2 columns you need to look at here, ignore the rest of the data. This takes one assumption, being conservative, 5% a week. This is only based on pure trading gains every week. This will show you at $300, it will take you around 5 years to reach the $100,000 pack. If you started there and all you did was reinvest your gains and not put another single penny of your own money into the project. Some people come in and say, right, Joanna, I want to do $10,000. Great. So they're at $10,000. Well, how long will that take? That will take 1.89 or 23 months. Call that 2 years. So if somebody says to me, well, I'd like to get to $100,000 in 2 years, I could look at this and say, okay, so what you're really talking about is a $7,000 or a $10,000 pack to start with. Okay, so that's just to give you an idea. And just to let you know, when you reach the $100,000 pack, based on 5%, you're looking at around $3,500 a week in gains. So the returns are fantastic. So just to give you a recap on that, so trading results, just to let you know, at the moment, around 5 to 6% a week. Huascar and Edwin have capped how much we can earn on trading gains alone, which will be up to a maximum of 15% a week. There's a very, very good reason for this. This is because part of this project is a big part, actually, of what they do is all around managing risk, so mitigating risk. So capping that at 15% per week in an up market, so when things improve and get better, we could hopefully expect to receive anywhere between 5 to 15%. But what they also do is they also take a slice of the results every day and they build a buffer. It's called a stop loss. And this buffer is like an insurance pool. So if there are lost days, which sometimes there will be, it will eat into the buffer and not eat into the portfolio and the funds that we're trading. Okay, and this is why and how we've been able to receive consistently 5 to 6% a week without fail. There has not been a single day or a single week in the history of CashFX where we have not made gains. And then finally, the only other thing I'd like to mention to you is that as a business and as a project, there is a fantastic leadership program for anybody who's interested in actually doing more than just being a customer and actually building this as a business concern, as a business from home. So I myself reached the rank of manager within 3 months, actually, of being involved in this business. I reached executive within 2 months. We have other executives here on the call tonight. But this has other rewards and bonuses as well that come with building this. Again, just like any business that you will be involved in, whether you're an employee or an employer, you will understand that every business model needs a reward plan to say thank you and to show gratitude to its members who are building and really making a difference. So the only thing I want to do before I hand back to Christian and we start sharing and opening up to some other people on the call is just very briefly, I should probably actually explain to all of you at this stage, what is my why? And I think that's really important for all of you to hear from me, what my why did I do this? You know, let me explain to you, I've worked, obviously, as you know, I've worked in banking for many years. I've been a business coach. When I worked in banking for 12 years, you know, there was a time where, yes, you know, the money was fantastic. I couldn't complain in terms of my career, how I'd progressed. But deep down, I was very dissatisfied with the industry. Honestly and truthfully, I felt disillusioned with the environment, especially when the credit crisis came, and to see really the true nature of what was really happening in the banks. And let me tell you, everybody, I worked in Lloyds Bank and I worked in RBS after the crash. And it was really quite disappointing to see people's attitudes in banking towards the credit crisis, because these were people that basically, quite frankly, they could go to sleep at night. But it was people on the ground, small businesses, entrepreneurs, business owners, who couldn't sleep at night, who lost their livelihoods overnight. So this really played into my values and really made me think hard about what do I want in life, because money isn't everything, right? And although tonight what we're talking about is wealth, I'm a firm believer that if you do things with true intent and purpose, and you do things for the right reason, money flows. Money simply flows. And let me tell you now, I'm not here tonight to sell this to anybody here this evening. I'm here to share and educate and teach people about what else is out there, because we are not ignorant, right? We're not ignorant. We just don't know what we don't know. And so my goal and purpose in life is to share what I have learned, to share what I know about what else is out there and how we can help other people. And if you do it with true intent and purpose, and you share and you help people, money flows to you. Honestly and truthfully, this has been the story of my life. I manifest doing good things in the world, and guess what? The universe pays me back. And that's how the world and that's how life really truly works. If anyone else believes that, please put your hand up, because I know we've got lots of other members here who share this philosophy and value and have lived their lives just in this fashion. So I'm very choosy and very picky about who I share this opportunity with as well, because it's really important that we build a really fantastic community. We already have a wonderful, amazing community of amazing people in this business, and we're all here to help one another. My other why is really, so first and foremost, so my biggest why is helping people. I want to share the love, share the wealth, and have everybody be successful in life, as many people as possible. But the other reason why I'm part of this business is because we're all busy. I don't want to spend the rest of my life living in the rat race, as I'm sure many of you don't either. And the beauty of this business, it is a passive income business that will just keep paying you over and over again for as long as you want it to. In my life, we've got 4 children, age 12 going on 20, 2 10-year-olds, a 7-year-old, and we're very busy. I want to dedicate the next 10 years of my life to spending that with my children, raising them, helping them develop, get them through secondary school before they fly the nest. I don't want to wake up when they're 18 and in a blink say, where did that go? I don't even know my children. So for me, a very large purpose, big purpose for me is to be with my children and raise them for myself. When I worked in banking all those years ago, I was a working mum. I had a nanny. I didn't spend those years with them when they were babies. I can't get that time back, but still no regrets. I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't do what I did then. But I want to make the most of life. We've only got today. Today is all that exists. So my life is all about doing what I can today. That's all that exists. The past is gone. The future we create. And that's really important. I'm creating, you're creating. We are the masters of our own destiny. So you've just got to take a leap of faith and do something different. Do something that might feel a bit scary. And I can assure you, scary things are the things that make all the difference in life. That's my experience as well. So enough about me. I'd like to now hand over to you again, Christian. And if you wouldn't mind having those individuals this evening who are going to share their story with us, that would be fantastic. So let me hand over to you, Christian.
Thank you very much, Joanna. That was great. I think it is really important that everybody gets a bit of a perspective and a view from existing members. It's great to hear it from one person, but we do need to hear it from various different people. We've got some really great people on this evening to share their story. Firstly, I'm going to jump to Maggie. Maggie is all the way from Kenya, I believe. So I'm just trying to find you, Maggie. If you can mute yourself. Oh, you have. Fantastic. Right. If you
hi.
Hi there. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Could you be as kind just to share with the group to tell us a little bit about you and your CFX journey so far?
Fantastic. Thank you so much for having me on this evening. My name is Maggie Forbes and I'm tuning in all the way from Nairobi, Kenya. My background is in the travel industry, did that for over 20 years. So I saw this amazing project last year. I believe it must have been in November. And basically, I wasn't really looking for anything in particular, but because of the pandemic and all that kind of stuff, obviously the travel industry was one of the industries that was completely massacred by COVID. So I was very open to looking at whatever there was out there. And when I saw CFX, it made an absolute sense. So I decided to just start building it passively, bit by bit, being extremely choosy about who I was going to share this with. And I shared it with one of my very good, very best friends. Her name is Emma, and she lives in London. She's Kenyan as well. And with this building passively, it's been a couple of months now, and we have a team of about 50 people. Majority of them live in the UK and in South Africa. Very few of them are in Kenya. And I'm super excited. My 2 young adult children are in this as well. And basically, we're just learning how to do this and looking for financial freedom. Thank you so much for having me on. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Maggie. That's brilliant. And next on the list, I've got Mike. Mike, you're with us here this evening. Do you mind unmuting yourself? And if you can tell us a bit about you and your CFX journey, that would be great.
Okay, thanks, Christian. Hi, everybody. I joined this project last October, beginning of October. And I came in at a $300 pack. And to this day, I've not put any more of my own money into it. I've only recruited 9 people into this business, and out of that 9, 2 of them are working it, the rest are virtually passive. I am currently at the 50K pack level. I'm a manager, and tonight I have 709 people in my team. I've never actually ever seen anything like this before. I've been in networking since the early 1980s and been with some really good companies, but this has blown everything away. And the good thing about this is that everybody makes money. And like a normal networking company, you have to sell a product. And if you don't sell a product, you don't recruit, you don't get any money. This is totally different. And as I say, it's just blown me away completely. About 3 years ago, I was badly burnt by a rogue trader who took a lot of my money away, and that money I was building up was to pay for my daughter's wedding. And unfortunately, the poor girl had to end up paying for her own wedding. But what this business is going to do for me is I'm going to be able to, she's already in this business, and it's going to enable me to put money into her account that's going to grow and replace that money that I could have given her for the wedding. And all I say to people is that don't walk away from this, because I did exactly that 3 months after the company launched. I was approached by a friend of mine and I didn't understand what she was showing me. And I just totally dismissed it. And I look back now and think, where the hell would I have been if I'd have taken that leap of faith then and joined this business? But now is the time. And all I can say is just take a leap of faith. You know, $300, which is about £230, £240. What is that? Cost of a good handbag? You know, you've got, just take a leap of faith. That's all I can say. Back to you, Christian.
Thank you very
You like
much.
your handbags, Mike? You like your handbags?
Good choice. I was going to say pair of shoes, maybe.
Yeah.
Expensive pair of shoes at that. No, that's great. Thanks, Mike. And a brilliant story there. Jill, you're unmuted already, so over to you, please. Do tell us a bit about you and your CFX journey.
Very much. Thanks, John and Christian. So I started trading in April the 2nd of this year, so fairly new. And Marion, who's on the call here, is my very good friend. She invited me, and we started trading. Well, we didn't trade, but we bought some cryptos about 3 years ago that sunk dramatically. And fortunately, a little while ago, did really well. So I was able to come into this business with 7K. I bought straight in. I trusted Marion. And like Mike, I'd done lots of network marketing businesses before. This is my 4th, I think. So I got it straight away. Unlike Marion and her sponsor, Tony, who've never done any network marketing businesses, I knew exactly what I was looking at, and I could see the difference between how this works and how a conventional one works with having to buy products. So I was sold right away. The other thing about this is that, you know, it is a personal recommendation business. And with everything that's gone on, it's been a wonderful journey to be able to pick and choose, like Joanna, who I share this business with, because I want people in my team who I resonate with. And this has been a very trying time, hasn't it? And as a former nurse and as now a healthcare in the health and wellness business, it means that I've been able to surround myself with like-minded souls. I can be really picky in those senses. But the last thing I want to say is one of the things I've been able to do is to purchase packs for my 3 adult children. I'm now up to something like an investment in total of about £58,000. And each of my children have got their own separate packs. And the wonderful thing about that is that I became a grandma a month ago, 4 weeks ago. And my eldest daughter, Ellie, she's going on to maternity leave, or she's on maternity leave, and is only on statutory maternity pay, which is £600 a month, which is a dramatic difference from her income. So it's allowing me to be able to give the pack profits from her pack for the next 9 months directly into her bank account, so that she doesn't have to suffer in the way that I did when I had my young children. And I'm sure Joanna will relate to this, and lots of mums. She's going to be able to keep up her standard of living and not worry about going and buying a pair of shoes when it's needed.
Thank you very much, Jill. That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that story. It is so nice to see that people are able to, get involved in the opportunity and near enough immediately benefit, which is great. So just passing over to Carl. Carl, do you mind telling us a little bit about you and your CFX journey, please?
Christian, thanks. Joanna, great presentation. As always, you're a diamond. So basically, I have been in this business since the end of February. So what, we're looking about 4 months now. My backstory is I was in the army for 22 years. I retired in 2015. I then worked for British Telecom. Horrendous. Left after 11 months. They didn't meet my expectation of my personal moral contract to myself of doing a good day's work for a good day's pay. It just didn't match. So I left and I became self-employed, and I've done very, very well as an energy assessor doing EPCs. And 4 months ago, a good friend of mine who was one of my friends in the military contacted me and said, Carl, he said, I want you to look at something. And I literally said, Chris, I said, don't try to sell me anything, pal, because I ain't got time. I have not got time. I am snowed under with work. He said, I know. He said, I follow you on Facebook with your various companies and one thing and another. And I went on a call and I did the maths. As a technician in the roll signals, I understood it. It stacked up. And I said to him, I said, Chris, I've not been on holiday. I've not been to the pub. I've not been out for a meal. If I dropped £400 tomorrow in the street, it wouldn't bother me. Let's go in at $500. So we went at $500 and we saw what happened a week later. And I thought, do you know what? We need to up this a little bit. So I bought a pack with my limited company. The wife came in and daughter came in, and we were in for $3,000. And in 4 months, we are now trading 30,000. We're about to go to 35 once this withdrawal drops in. And basically, I'm 50 this September. And my retirement age has gone from 67 probably for my age, when you can retire on a state pension. I'm in receipt of an army pension, obviously, but my retirement age has dropped to April 2023. That I'm not even going to be 52 by the time I can retire, and our 4 packs will all be on $100,000. That is like what, $56,000 a month. I mean, that is unbelievable. I mean, this week I've just ordered an Audi S4, just to upgrade that beast to an Audi S4. The wife's going for a Q4 e-tron. It's just crazy what this business will do. You've just got to go in it, and to be quite honest, if you don't go in, you're mad. You really are mad. That's all I got to say. I've got to thank Chris. I've then got to thank Alison, who is above Chris, for the support she's given, for the support that Mike has given, and for the support that Joanna's given. It is just this big family that just gives you this big hug. And I love it. I love it. And it allows me to, stay up at my second home every now and again and just go out, and that's it. I just love it. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much, Carl. No, that's
Cheers.
great. It is true. People have to be mad to sometimes, in our mind anyway, that's the way we look at things. £220 is a significant amount of money, but be honest, a lot of people would spend that in a flash and not think twice. So, being able to take that sum of money and turn it into something so powerful without having to actually do any more work, just let the trading machines do the work for us, is fantastic. So there's one more person that I'd love to get a testimonial from, and that's Marion. Marion, could you unmute yourself, please?
Hello, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can. Right. Yes, thank you so much. So you probably know what I'm going to ask. If you could tell us a bit about you and your CFX journey, that would be great. Thank you.
So I first heard about CFX a year ago, and like Mike, oh my God, I wish I'd got in then. I ignored it because it was from somebody who does network marketing, and I've never done network marketing. And then we had cryptos. Me and Jill had cryptocurrencies that we'd invested in years ago that we'd watched fall, and we just left it. We're called hodlers, aren't we? Held on for dear life. So that's what we were doing. We were hodling. And then in March of this year, Tony got hold of me and he said, "What is going on? Why are you not paying attention to this?" And I said, "Okay, let me see what I can do, because guess what? The cryptos have suddenly jumped up. So let me pull some out." So I actually put 15,000 in to start with, because I just split my cryptocurrencies in half and took 15,000 out, because that was profit already to me. But I'm from an IT background. I was a computer programmer, very technical, testing, banking, all sorts of, integration software, and a little bit of artificial intelligence. And when I looked at this system, what I saw was the most exquisite combination of technologies that uses the Forex market, which is this massive generation of cash every single day. It's like $4 trillion a day. So yeah, thank you very much. I'll have some of that. But not only was it using that little heart to create this amazing way of generating income, the technology that they've used and the way that they've put the platform together, and it's like really seriously cutting edge combination of integrated pieces of clever kit that just speak to each other and work brilliantly. And then the heart of Edwin and of Huascar, just beautiful souls. You can hear it in the quality of when they speak to you. It just was like an absolute no-brainer. So I was in March. And since March, I've withdrawn loads of my pension money, and I've put my because I was 55 last year. I didn't even know I could get my pension. But as soon as I knew I could, I was like, well, CFX is working. My pension's given me, because I've not put any money in there. It's not been increasing. So I've pulled out loads of my pension money. So I'm currently trading $90,000. I feel super rich. It's great. And it's given me loads of profits, and it's turning my life around. I've got a team of 250 people since March, because I'm so enthusiastic, and I have no doubt. I mean, the world could fall down tomorrow. Full stop. That's always the possibility. You could get run over by a bus. It's always a possibility. But I have no doubt in this project, seeing the quality of the people and the quality of the exquisite ideas that have been put together to do this. And now what I'm doing is I help people with presentations and public speaking. And I know a lot of people who do fundraising projects. And so we've got a process at the moment that we're bringing together people who need to do fundraising for charities and charitable organizations and charitable ideas that they want to be able to fund, of how we can use CFX to actually generate the funds needed that people have been dying to do fundraising for. And you're not going to get any fundraising going well in the last 12 months, are you, with all the shenanigans that are going on and the fear that everybody's living in. So now, on top of my own ability to retire, because I've now considered myself retired, although I don't think I've ever been so busy, but I am actually officially in my mind retired. Now we're putting together these projects and using CFX as the fundraising machine to put these amazing souls who want to do this brilliant work into, to make it a reality.
It's absolutely amazing. Thank you very much. We really appreciate that and sharing that. It's nice to get that perspective from an expert that understands technology. You know, a lot of us aren't as familiar with technology as you are. So thank you very much for sharing that. Really appreciate it.
What's important actually is that the crypto that I split in half, guess what? It's still worth 15,000. So my crypto is not changed. It's actually gone down a little bit. But what I've done with CFX, it's gone from 15 and now, I mean, I've pulled my pension, but it's grown so quickly and so rapidly and the cryptos haven't. So even with that, I'm like, that's
you know, it's so true, so true. So many friends of mine, so many people that I know, I speak to, and they're all in crypto, you know, because that seems to be the place to make money. And a couple of months later, I'm speaking to them and they're still on the same balance, if not a little bit less, and they're not making any money. So it's, you know, and they're losing hundreds every month. And they're happy to lose hundreds by something everyone's losing with, but something they don't know about yet, which is CFX, they seem to step back from. And that's just the mentality of people. So, you know, thank you very much for sharing. So that's all the testimonials for this evening. I just want to make sure that we can wrap up in under an hour. So I'm going to pass over to Joanna to close the call.
Fantastic. Thank you. And look, thank you so much for everybody who shared their story this evening. That was so powerful. Bless you all, because, you know, we're all in this together. We've all got different stories. We've all got different purpose. We've all got different things we're trying to achieve. Just to reiterate what Marion was saying as well, and going back to what I was saying at the beginning, the biggest vision and purpose about this is a humanitarian cause. This is a social movement. This is disrupting the world. It's disrupting financial markets. And just to give you, again, just going back to that crypto story, Marion, as many of us here know, the last month of June, the financial markets have been very bearish. That means the financial markets, there have been big swings down in price on stocks and shares, crypto, all over the whole financial markets. And guess what? While that was all happening, every single member in this room right now this evening, we were still earning 1% a day, 5% a week, despite the fact there was this crash that was happening across financial markets. So honestly, if you are here this evening, this is the first time you're hearing this, you are in the right time at the right place. And just to wrap this up, just to tell you, Christian and I, we've had three $300 packs, which we purchased back in November. And within 5 months, we reached $100,000 across those 3 packs combined. This is very possible. This is real, everybody. And we are here to help as many people as we can achieve what we're achieving, because I'm getting goosebumps just saying it. We have a passion to help people. And if you have the same, you're in the right place, everybody. So without much further ado, thank you so much for your time this evening, everybody. Please, please, please do get back in touch with the person who brought you here this evening. Even if this isn't for you, and if it isn't, you're mad, but so what? Even if it isn't for you, it's okay. If it's not for you, it's okay. But please do go back to the person who invited you and share your thoughts. Tell them why it's not for you. Tell them what you don't like. Tell them what you love, okay? Just help the person who brought you here this evening, because you're only going to make them better at doing what they're doing and helping others. So please do go back. Thank you very much, everybody. It's been great to have you all this evening. Thank you to everybody who's shared their testimonials. And I really look forward to seeing more of you joining this wonderful, wonderful team and this wonderful opportunity. God bless you all. Good night,
Thank you, everyone. Good night.
I'll speak to anyway. That's it. Yeah, so basically,